Alrighty. So are we ready to go?
You're live.
I'm ready.
Hello, hello?
You're live.
Oh, awesome. Alright, well, so as you guys are probably gonna figure out, this was supposed to be a show match between Ryze and Desro, but Desro cannot be found. A source which chooses to be remained anonymous says that he is out running errands, and maybe he just forgot or some sort. But we got iS.Sanddbox to fill in. So instead of PVZ action, it will be that ZVZ. Losers pick best of 7, King of the Hill. Yeah. Sorry for anyone who is coming and specifically wanted to see Desro. Yeah. I can't speak for him. I have no idea. Maybe something happened. We don't know. Hopefully everything's fine with him, and we're gonna get started as soon as the players are ready. Alright, awesome. Countdown has begun. For those of you who do not know, my name is GZ Swanson. This casting is brought to you by Esports Canada. I'm here with Vector. Say hello to the fine people. How's it
Hello,
going?
everyone. I hope you're all having a wonderful day today.
So wherever you hail. But okay, Ryze was saying, he's like, I've been specifically preparing against Protoss for the past couple days. So hopefully, well, the Complexity House is actually full of Zergs right now. Zergs and Terran. There's not one Protoss there. So I'm sure he is getting tons of practice.
Does Minigun live in the house or no?
I guess he's not there now.
Okay.
I don't know if he's moving in or when or anything like that. I know that it's just like Sasquatch, Buzzy, QXC. I think that's the mainstay, and then
I think
a bunch of
Ghost
admin
User
guys.
as well, yeah.
Yeah, Ghost Users there too.
Kind of sucks, I would guess, when you think you're going to go against Protoss and you have no Protoss practice partners in your house to be found.
Yeah, but I was checking his match history, and he was playing on all the cloaked maps, so I have no idea what strategies he's going to be doing. But you know, I've actually obsed a ton of ZVZ with Ryze, and oh man, there we go. Finally, the players have decided to load, and spawning in the 6 o'clock position as the Blue Zerg, playing for Team Infinity 7, we have Sandbox. And spawning in the close by air positions in the red trunks, playing for Team Complexity, we have Ryze. So ZVZ on Metropolis, not Metalopolis, like a lot of people get confused. Myself mostly included, and Ryze is actually going with the 10 pool right now, or at least he's getting 10 drones before deciding to do anything else.
Yeah, it looks like he is going to go for that 10 pool, and not sure how this is going to work out. As you can see, the Overlords are going to do the standard Overlord kiss very soon, so Sandbox should be aware of what's going on when he goes into the Overlord, but we'll see if he's going to do the 15 hatch. We'll just have to see what happens.
15 hatch would I would assume, if I was playing ZVZ on this map, I would go 15 hatch, and it's probably the exact reason why Ryze is going to be going for the 10 pool. He's like, well, if you're going to expand, I'll just kill you. Getting quite unlucky with actually just the Overlord scouting. And is going to be going for gas, so it will be speed. Oh, was that actually just an extractor trick?
I think that was just the extractor trick, yeah. Looks like he's just gonna try to put on some pressure, see if he can kill his opponent, but whatever, he wants to do some damage with this, and that's really the important thing.
Oh,
otherwise, you know you're gonna be behind.
And he puts down the hatch as he sees the pool. That's gotta be, yeah, put down your hatch, pool finishes, you're like, damn it!
Yeah, Sandbox immediate response by canceling the hatchery and puts down his spawning pool right away, because he knows there's no way he's gonna be able to hold that.
Yeah, even on Metropolis, with these distances, it looks closer, but you're still just not going to hold. Oh my!
Oh, he's
Lord.
actually bringing the drones?
Leaving the one on minerals, either an accident or he wants to be sure that he has continual spine crawler production. Fantastic. Ryze now sees that the spawning pool is not done, sees that the gas... Oh, he doesn't actually see gas yet, but he
knows what's coming. Sandbox knows exactly what's coming. He saw the drones and the Zerglings with his Overlords, so he's going to see what happens. He's getting a gas right now, so he's going to have that one less drone for holding this off.
has the drones just on attack move, be like, please tell me there's not already a spine in my main. Instantaneous spine coming down for Sandbox, and Ryze doing the exact same. And now, oh, but there actually is a nice nugget here where you just keep on clicking down. Oh, but he's needs to protect his own spine
Oh,
crawler.
nice mineral walk with the drones, and that's exactly what he needs to do. Just put them in there, make sure, wait for time to get the wings out, and that's exactly what he's doing. And I think he could hold this. It's hard to tell what's going on right now.
No,
It looks like no, Ryze is
Ryze
actually.
is dominating. Once what you're supposed to do is all get into that tiny corner and then attack all at once. You can start one-shotting things. You just get all the damage to go at the same time. But Ryze had too good of a concave. This queen might actually prove to be fantastic help, but the spine is up, starts one-shotting the drones. Yeah, and the queen is taken out instantaneously. It looks like we're going to have a very quick one. Ryze not wanting to play a long macro ZVZ on Metropolis, opting for the 10 pull, sending the drones back. He feels very safe and secure in his position, but Sandbox is still going to keep fighting.
Yeah, he's gonna keep fighting, and I mean, look at the harvester count; they're almost even. But I mean, Ryze has a spine crawler in the opponent's base, and the hatchery is about to die. So
Oh,
I think it's looking pretty grim right now for Sandbox, and
there's GG.
there it is.
Alright guys, we'll be back. Just it is loser's pick, so we're going to ask Sandbox what his map is, and we'll be right back.
Disco Dancer. Disco Dancer. Disco, disco. Disco. Disco Dancer. Disco Dancer.
Alright guys, welcome back. Game number 2, currently down 1 match. Sandbox has chosen Daybreak to be his map of choice. Very even, solid map. I think you just pick this map because it's comfortable, it's consistent, you've played on it, you have, I kind of want to say like the metas have been worked out, you have more of an idea of what your opponent is going to be going for. But for that very same reason, he might decide to do something totally crazy, or he might decide to 10 pool Rise just because he had it done to him. But spawning in the south, currently up 1 game, playing for Team Complexity, it is Rise. And in the north, in the blue trunks, playing for Infinity 7, we have Sandbox. Vector, how do you feel about Daybreak ZVZ?
Well, 15 hatch, I feel it's pretty good on this map. I mean, the rush distance is so far, and I mean, like when the Overlord gets over there, you're going to be going along the path, and you'll be able to see what's coming, and you'll be able to respond appropriately in time. Of course, there is that little bit of risk. I mean, what happens if like he decides to bring the drones again, and it's like you're not going to be quite prepared for it. But I believe 15 hatch on this map is probably the best response.
Yeah, 15 hatches. Even by the time just your first Overlord gets there, the 15 hatchery is actually like 45 to 50% done, and you're just like, yeah, you'll be able to hold. And I know on ladder, maybe this is just because I play on NA. I get a lot of 7 pool drone pulls just because it's long rush distance. I should rush him. I don't know exactly why, but macro games to start, or at least we'll be seeing 2 bases. I don't want to get carried away and say macro games just way too soon.
Yeah, it looks like they are going for. It looks like Ryze is actually going to go for the pool first here instead of the hatchery first, and whereas Sandbox looks like he will be going instead for that hatchery. No, it looks like he will be instead going for the pool. Looks like a 16 pool instead.
Yep. So 16 pool. I always go 15 pool, 16 hatch just because I don't trust anybody, and I'm like, I'll take the hit. And Ryze seems to be all aggression all the time, playing a much older style, the 14-14. I'm sure all Zerg players and I'm sure just most casual observers are familiar with the 14-14. Remember, this was for a while popular against Protoss as well.
Yeah, this is pretty old school. You want to get those speedlings out, and possibly banelings as well. We'll just have to see what he decides to do. But he does want to get that speed up, and yeah, it looks like he'll just have to be aggressive with it, of course. I mean, he doesn't have the hatchery, Sandbox is getting his, and Ryze is going to see the hatchery at his natural. So he knows he's going to have to be aggressive with this, but will he decide to all in, or just, we'll have to find out.
I got worried there. I was like, is Sandbox really supply blocked? And then just as I was like getting a little bit worried for him, the Overlord pops right out. It's like, nice. Alright. Oh yeah, Ryze is just going to be going your standard old 20. Normally it's 21. Oh, I guess, I know why. Okay, normally I say it's a 21 hatch, but I don't get the speed. And there's the difference. Yay. Sending out some scouting lings now. Has an Overlord to check for the 3rd, and an Overlord to see any Zerglings heading out his way, so he'll be able to prepare for any sort of aggression. Or just see if his opponent is building a ton of slowlings, etc., etc. Has Ryze actually been inside the main? No, he hasn't. Okay, that's interesting.
No, I think he pretty much figures what's going on. I mean, he saw the timing of the hatchery, and like he sees it come up now, sees the links. I think he pretty much knows exactly what's going on.
Oh, definitely. You just want to find out exactly when they took that gas. It's not so much the exact time they took it. It's, does he have more or less gas than I do? Do I need to worry about banelings? Will mine be sooner? Etc., etc. But everyone's spreading their overlords nicely. Did I actually just see an overlord die? Yeah, Sandbox is supply blocked. Dangerous times have been had. And Ryze is now flooding with a ton of lings as his metabolic boost is about to finish, but Sandbox not to be outdone. We'll be having the 2 queens on the ramp, blocking it out, as providing actually puts them on hold position. I'm sure everyone, Protoss is never Terrans, but just like, I swear I thought it was on hold.
Yeah, they're on hold position now, so that shouldn't be a problem. His Sandbox's speed just started, whereas Ryze is just finishing, so he's definitely going to have that map control, but he's not going to be able to really get in there. I mean, there's a Queens on the ramp, there's a Spine Crawler at the choke there, and yeah, he's going to be untouchable right now.
Yeah, 3 Queens, a Spine, and a handful of Lings. What's actually the drone count out now? Right now, dead even at 25 and 25, but Sandbox is continuing to mine that gas. See what he's planning. Oh, and ask and you shall receive. Baneling Nest going down, as well as the second gas coming down for Ryze. Spine Crawler wanting to keep it quite safe. Well, congratulations to Sandbox for deflecting the quick attack from Ryze and taking 0 damage.
Yeah, that was good by him. Just putting a quick little defense there. And I mean, I would think that he would be ahead. I mean, he has the Baneling nest up, and Ryze is actually a bit ahead in workers. But I mean, looks like
once this production cycle finishes, they're going to have exactly the same amount. Faster layer coming out for Ryze, as well as he should have the almost exactly same timed evolution chamber, but a much quicker Roach Warren for Ryze. So he'll probably going to be looking to hold and just skip the whole Baneling phase altogether. It saves you larva, saves you gas, faster upgrades, and it's evident with the layer.
yeah. And now the question is, who's going to take his third first? But it looks like SandBox instead is actually going to be the first one, sending a drone over there, and he will be able to take his third right now.
Has he seen the Roach Warren? Yeah, no. So he's playing a little bit blind, but he's totally fine. Is he? He could be going for the Zergling Infestor style, just emphasizing a lot of counterattacks and eventually trying to get up to that Ultralisk cavern. I almost called it an Ultralisk den for a moment and I got concerned. Oh, is able to save the Baneling. Notice at the last second. Is it going to go down? Probably not. Oh, and Ryze saves the Ling. This is what's nice. This is why I like watching the tippy top players go at it. Alright, continuing to spread his creep. Yeah, with the creep spread also going, I'm going to say that SandBox is going for this Ling Infestor style. You do want to get it just in case Roach Warren, just in case you're about to die. Roaches often provide that last bit of assistance. +1 missile attacks and speed coming down for Ryze has now actually revealed his Roaches, so I wonder how he's going to try and transition out of that. Maybe taking a third. He still needs to hit his timing because of how much later his third base will be. So
yeah, I'm not sure what Ryze. He's getting more Roaches, and I think he's going to have to attack soon for that third. I mean, SandBox's Roach Warren just finished. He's now just making his own Roaches. So Ryze, I think if he doesn't act soon, he's going to miss his timing on here.
Yeah, and the counterattack is always actually going to be quite a bit of a threat because he did skip those Banelings. He won't be able to have the Baneling on top of the ramp, the Baneling in the mineral line, just to really deter any sort of run-bys. Because if you're running by with 12 Lings, they take a Baneling, and then 2 Lings show up into the main, the Queen can handle that by her lonesome. Both players keeping up. And yeah, he will just be hitting the +1 timing. But with the this is fantastic coming out of SandBox. Has the +1 Carapace for his Zergling, so they will not be two-shotted by these Roaches, which is why you get the +1 before you do a timing attack. With Roaches, it's +1 Roach versus Roach actually doesn't affect the battle. It's just for the Lings. +2 on Roaches starts affecting the Roach versus Roach battle. Ryze now seeing the Spine Crawlers at the third is just going to be marching straight into the natural. But I think SandBox is going to be able to hold quite handily.
Yeah, like I said, like his timing with the upgrades were perfect, but I mean, just the timing versus this third, though, it just wasn't really right on. I mean, he's going to be able to hold this. I mean, he has a Spine Crawler, so he has the Queens for transfusing. He's going to transfuse Jet. I picks off 1 Queen, but the Roaches from SandBox, they're just doing so much to defend.
Yeah, that was definitely not worth it. Units lost tab, not too far behind, but really the story of this game is going to be the third. With the drone count in his favor, as well as he has the 3 spines to protect the third, he is going to be in fantastic position. Actually going to be getting Roach speed, should be starting his upgrades fairly quickly, does not have the money to do so right now. Both players getting a lair and infestation pit coming down for Ryze. He's going to be playing the from behind game, not nearly as much fun as the from ahead game, but with infestors in play, you can always make anything happen.
SandBox now getting +1 for his Roaches and getting Roach speed. Ryze not deciding to do anything more with upgrades. He's getting +2 now, but I'm not sure what he can really do to come back. I mean, he can get his third up, but what else can he do really at this position?
I think he just needs to poke and prod and pull away and then rely on fungal growth to try and pin his opponent into a bad position or catch a really good angle. Because denying the creep is just, you know, the bare minimum of something that he could get away with. With a huge drone wave right now, he'll catch up, but that's all he will be doing is catching up. And in the Roach count, they're even at present, but with 14 Roaches on the way from SandBox, down 40 supply, going to be a difficult hold. If +2 finishes for Ryze and the Infestors are able to come out, has not started Pathogen Glands, it'll be scary. This will definitely be a scary hold for Ryze if he's able to pull it off.
Yeah, he wants to get the infestors, but the thing is that once trying to get the infestors, and he gets the
Oh,
infestors
he's gonna
before
be caught
passing glance is
half.
done. And yeah, he's about to get caught by this. And I mean, this is a lot of trouble for Ryze. I mean, these roaches, they could just walk right in. I think Ryze is just trying to go for the base race here.
Yeah, but it's definitely not going to work. That is way too many roaches. Yet Ryze realizes it himself. He's going to come in, tries to hold on his ramp, but it's just way too much firepower, and Ryze calls it GG. He knows he's been now done. Alright, 1-1. We'll be back.
I did it to be quicker.
Just to stay sharp.
To remember people's names. To concentrate a little better.
Learn faster.
Just not miss stuff.
And you know, to get it from in here to out there.
No matter why you want a better brain, Lumosity.com can help. It's like a personal trainer for your brain. Improve
Guys, welcome back. Game number 3. Both players not wanting to choose the 15 hatch, gentleman's agreement. Let us macro before we battle. Having that cutthroat knife fight ZVZ that everyone enjoys. Well, at least I enjoy it. I don't know about everyone, but I actually really enjoy the fast-paced multi-prong ZVZ where you're just like, oh snap. I'm gonna do player introductions and then ask my lovely friend Vector how he feels about ZVZ. Spawning in the south, in the blue trunks, playing for Infinity 7, Sandbox. And in the north, Complexities, Ryze, the Red Zerg, 1-1 in the series. So Vector, how you doing?
I am doing fantastic, thank you for asking. And as a question for me, for ZVZ, like every mirror matchup, it's just very, very volatile. I mean, just losing those few units at the beginning makes such a big difference, and especially in mirror matchup. And like PvP especially, I mean, just like losing a stock at the beginning with those Protoss units being so expensive, just every unit counts at the beginning, and just like every little thing, like you saw back there in the previous game, I mean, he misses timing just probably like by a minute, and it cost him the game.
I really, guys, when I was talking about the just-in-case Roach Warren, it's like, wow, he's going for a +1 Roach timing attack, as opposed to getting a fast third, or teching into Infestors or Mutas, and that's why you get the just-in-case Roach Warren, and then you hammer out some Roaches with your 3 hatcheries and make that hold with the +1 armor. Really nice build out of Sandbox, and more so than anything with his upgraded timings, I just like that third queen, so you can keep up with your injections to deal with any sort of, just like, so you have enough units out, and you're still able to have the 2 queens to fully block the ramp, so you're not in danger of having a run by and then trying to like attack up into your main. It's just a terrible feeling, like really I have to attack to protect my main in this terrible, terrible concave? You're kidding.
Yeah, that was really good, that build by him with that defense. I mean, he definitely had that planned out, definitely been practicing that. You could really it really showed in his play there, and that's something that definitely sets apart some pro player versus the newbie ones you just see on ladder, just decide, oh, I'll just do hatchery here, I'll just build a queen here, or whatever, just do whatever I feel.
Yeah, oh god, my money is getting high, better put down another bunch of queens.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think this is actually how I feel the 6 queen opening was invented. People were like, man, I forgot my gas, well I'll just get 2 more. And then they got buffed, and like, what if I just got 2 more?
Yeah, it's just really experimenting with things like that, saying, I died of this, maybe I should try doing this, or maybe I should build more queens. Just anything like that, just like really helps to really establish the game, and helps just really learning new builds and countering new things.
But to actually talk about this game, Ryze had the faster expansion to do with the 15 hatch, with Sandbox going for the 15 spawning pool. The build from Sandbox is safe against, or safer, I should say, against any sort of early cheese. By cheese, I just mean early pool. Don't want to get anybody too upset, but still gets his expansion up fairly quickly. Gas for both players. Overlord's now just saying, all right, I'm done. I'll leave your main. Don't shoot me to death, please.
Yeah, Ryze opting to go for the 15 hatchery this game and actually getting a really fast gas. And Sandbox, his hatchery just finishing now, but I mean his gas is actually going to be later than Ryze's, so...
I wonder if this is actually, if he's going to go in... Yeah, this is the 3 queen opening again. He has the 1 queen already out, getting 2 more. So I was going to say his speed is definitely not going to be anywhere near in time to hold, but probably just going to be the triple queen spine slowing defense that we saw from game number 1. Oh, but Ryze's game is saying, alright man, if you're going to hold like that, I'm going to get banelings. Let's dance.
Yeah, he's deciding he doesn't really want to sit back, and I mean, Sandbox, that's his style apparently. I mean, he just wants to sit passive, just kind of get his drone count up and sit there and defend. He doesn't really opt to be aggressive until he knows, okay, I'm ahead, I want to win the game now, let's do this.
I actually feel like Sandbox plays a more Zerg style. Like, if you leave an anthill alone, it will just grow and grow and grow, and eventually it needs to eat your house, and it will just do that. And that's what I think Sandbox is doing. He's like, man, just let me chill. I'll build my workers, I'll get some larvae going, maybe an upgrade or 2, and then I'll just go smash your face. Just brief synopsis of game 1.
Yeah, I mean, and that's pretty much it. I mean, I guess maybe Ryze knew that game 1, that, this is how he plays, I have to punish him for that.
Whoa, really fast lair actually coming out of Ryze. Not incredibly fast, but just fast if you're getting this baneling nest. Did he build any banelings? No, he didn't. Okay, and that answers that question. Oh,
Yeah, I think
that's a sweet little rearrangement, just getting the lair before the baneling nest, or before the banelings.
Yeah, it could be for defensive purposes. I think he kind of realizes that maybe I won't be able to break this. I don't know. We'll have to see. But yeah, he's getting early lair, and he's getting the second gas. No other gases yet. So
Zerglings coming in, see the third, the second is put down, but they're ushered out by the speedlings of Sandbox, who's taken a huge food advantage just from, playing out the game. Ahead 5 drones, and just, I'm stealing this build. This looks solid. Just
yeah,
a side note.
No, that's cool. I mean, it's working. I mean, you can tell that.
Oh, so, really nice baneling exchange for Sandbox there. 1 Zergling for 1 baneling. Half a supply for 25 gas. Done deal. I'm actually thinking this is going to be Muta's at a Ryze, just because he's got all of his gas up.
He's getting the +1
really
missile attack. I think it's going to be fast infestors. Yeah, I mean, with getting that missile attack, it makes more sense. I mean, especially when you want to go spam 200 infested Terrans everywhere. They have that +1 for their rifle attack. So yeah, it looks like he's just going to go for fast infestors.
You said rifle attack. What other games do you play? Is that from Warcraft? Is that...
Oh, I just thought... I play Counter-Strike somewhat. I really just play StarCraft most of the time. And I play some TS...
Jeez. Sorry, just the baneling.
Yeah. And what did Ryze see?
I think he just saw a ton of drones.
He just saw like everything, yeah. He saw everything. He saw the double chamber, saw the Roach Warren.
I'm actually really curious how Ryze, because he's down 20 food right now. This is a huge deal. Down food, down a base. Yet again, he's going to be relying on a timing. And Sandbox sees the infestation pit, sees the pathogen glands sees pathogen glands being birthed, being researched, can assume that this is +1 missile, and I'm just wondering why Ryze would go for essentially the same build for game number 3. I guess he's like, I have faith in my build, I'll just try it again.
I just don't think this is going to work. I mean, it's just the timings just seem really off now. I mean, he got that fast third, and I think if the third was later, then I think this would have worked. But we're just gonna have to see. I mean, Roach Speed and Pathogen Glands just finishing now. He's gonna get his infestors out, but that third, I mean, there's 2 spine crawlers up. He has defensive banelings. He's getting roaches right now as well. I don't know.
It will, these infestors are going to have to do absolute work. This Ling run by is definitely going to be helpful for him. He can get down the infestation pit. It's a huge boon. Should be cancelled actually. Yep, there we go. Queen potentially going to fall as well. Yeah, she's definitely going to go down. Flings being forfeit, and nothing going on at the third. Ryze now taking his own, rebuilding the pathogen glands, or rebuilding the infestation pit for Sandbox, but he's ahead, still ahead 10 workers. Is going to be ahead in the upgrades as well. Where are these infestors from Ryze? There they are. What do you think Ryze needs to do to get back into this game?
It's hard to say, to be honest. Oh, it looks like I have a pause. Yeah, it's really hard to say. I mean, he could try to get an early fourth from this and just use his infestors and roaches to hold off any aggression. It looks like Sandbox, looking at the mini-map, he's getting his own fourth as well. So, I mean, he has to try to deny Sandbox's fourth while simultaneously getting his up. And just doing little things like that, like delaying that infestation pit with his lings, picking off that queen, that little things like that just help you get back in the game. Of course, it might not be enough. You probably have to do more and more and more, and just eventually like have to go into a culminating advantage. But yeah, just doing things like that just helps you a lot.
I feel like we're going to have a regame. I think Sandbox is just going to lag out. I think he like noticed a bit of lag, paused, and then was like, oh no, please don't. I guess not everyone's internet is stable. Maybe there's a storm where he is. I'm actually not sure what city he resides in. Ryze is chilling in the Complexity House for now. But yeah, we'll regame. It's going to be the same map. I wonder if it's going to play out the same way. Ryze seeing that he gets behind when he does this. We could give him, because we do have in custom games. If you're ever playing a custom game and you get like fully dropped out of the game, that means somebody pressed drop to kick you out.
And then you have to do detective work to figure out who it was, and then
Exactly.
ream them out. But I mean, the game wasn't over for either player. I mean, Ryze was definitely still in this. He was behind, yes, but you can't just say, "Oh, Sandbox totally had this game. Give him another point." So yeah.
Yeah, no, but with infestors and more infestor energy in particular, cats in particular will show you. As long as you have an infestor in a chair, you can win a game. Yeah, I think we're just gonna regame, guys. Sorry, we'll be back. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that does suck.
Actually, we're gonna take that to the Alright guys, Game 3, Version 2. Hopefully the internets of Sandbox can withstand being, a base up. But as Vector was saying before, base up but down that many infestors and that many fungals kind of actually evens it out. Ryze was certainly behind, no one will deny this. But I'm more curious, because I played a tournament, it was a best of 3, and we played Game 2 6 times just because of disconnects and just like terrible circumstances, and just the meta changes were ridiculous, just game to game. So.
Yeah, so we'll just have to see what happens again. It'd be funny if actually one player just decides to 6-pool this game.
That'd be
But
awesome. But, oh, they've actually decided that they will switch positions on us now in the south. Complexities Rise, Mr. Brendan Walker. And in the north, playing for Infinity 7, Sandbox. I do not know if I'm allowed to say your name on air, so I will not. And yeah, game number 3. Okay, so we know they're not 6-pooling. 10-pooling is still an option. That's all that you can ascertain thus far.
you know what? I think Ryze actually might be going for the 10-pool here.
Oh, there you go. He's like, hey man, that 10-pool game, that was awesome. I'm gonna try that again.
I mean, it worked for him, so like, why not?
Yeah, really. Like,
If it ain't broke.
yeah, really. Yes, but like game 1 I 10-pooled him, crushed him, no problem, 5-minute game. Then I got behind, and we regamed. Just gonna 10-pool. Yeah, bring him ahead up 1 game in this series, give him a little bit more leeway. Right now it is essentially a best of 3, with both players tied. And on this map, without being in the close by air positions, Sandbox is going to have absolutely no prep to see this. So if he goes for the 15, for the 15 hatch, he's going to be in a world of hurt. But as we saw last game, he did go 15 hatch, then 15 pool, or 15 pool, then 15 hatch, and it looks like exactly what he's going to be doing this game as well.
Yeah, it looks like a bit of deja vu from Sandbox here. Ryze, on the other hand, he decides, no. I think we'll change things up a little bit.
Pool is done, lings are being birthed. Yeah, and this Overlord will eventually see them, but just seeing the lings go by is enough time, but it's certainly not the position you want to be in. Having gone pool first, he's going to feel much better, but we see his minerals creeping up. He's going to be... So there's that drone heading out to the natural, going to pop down that expansion. Alright, Overlord has vision of lings, and hatchery goes down anyway. Unfortunate. We'll have to cancel. He could try and hold, actually, with his pool finishing, but it will be dangerous. Certainly difficult. I assume it will go down, Baneling Nest down for Ryze as well.
Yeah, he's gonna go for the, looks like the slow Baneling all-in. And
the
yeah,
cancel out of Sandbox.
It's pretty fickle to hold against this. Lots of micro involved. Sandbox getting 2 spine crawlers, actually.
He knows that Ryze means business when he all-ins.
Yeah, I guess when he doesn't see the natural go up, then he knows, okay, something is coming.
But lings with 2 spines, queen coming out, Sandbox is going to completely hold this. Even canceling one of the spines feels unbelievably secure in his position. He's ahead 15 drones to 9, yeah, and he's just droning from here, canceled both spines. He's like, yeah, I'm fine. But that's when the Bane pains come in. Oh, and he scouts it.
Yeah,
oh, no,
he sees it, he knows exactly what's coming. And what's he gonna do with the drone? Not sure.
Rebuilds the spine crawler. But this queen could actually pick one off beforehand. These banelings are gonna have to be absolutely mint money banelings.
Is he targeting that? He's targeting the queen, and the drone should be running, splitting some of the drones. And that's actually pretty decent.
But what you can do is use the banelings to keep the army away while the lings do all the damage, but it doesn't have enough lings. 1 baneling for a group, and now that the spine is done, the first baneling that gets prodded will die instantaneously. Boom! Reinforcements coming in from Ryze. All the things are... huge damage coming down. But dead drones mine... or almost dead drones mine the same minerals as fully lifed ones. Are there any more banelings coming out of Ryze, I wonder? He only has enough gas for 1. Oh dear. And now finally the queen.
Yeah, and Ryze did kill a few workers. Looks like he actually killed 3, in fact, from that.
Oh,
but
14 to 14.
yeah, and I mean, Ryze just had the Baneling Nest. Sandbox, on the other hand, he just has this the spine crawler, and he's just getting gas now. Doesn't even have speed. Neither player has speed, but
oh
yeah,
no, Ryze pulled out 1 gas bit too soon. That's amazing. I'm so surprised at how even this is right now. Sorry.
No, that's fine. And
yeah.
I mean, it looks pretty. Like I said, yeah, it's pretty even. I mean, Sandbox looks like he's going to expand now. Good choice by him. And I mean,
he has a lot of he has many much more lings than Ryze right now, but with the banelings, that kind of really gets rid of that advantage altogether. Now, yes, he doesn't have gas and doesn't have any banelings. Does have 2 queens of his own. Has Ryze seen the expansion? No. I think he's just looking to hold, maybe counterattack with the Zerglings in the north. But Ryze certainly sees the lings coming by with his Overlord in the middle of the map. Queens to block.
Yeah, I don't think he's really aware of the speed timing on Sandbox's lings. That's why he's being a bit wary right now. That's why he has the 2 queens at the ramp, because he's like, I don't know how much damage I did for that. I did kill a few workers, but I mean, is the speed started? Like, is it almost done? And it looks like, yeah, it is almost done.
And Ryze now actually getting the 3 queens.
Yeah, he knows that, and now he knows that, like, okay, we're basically even. I'm going to expand now.
Yeah, his Overlord did poke into the natural, saw the base coming down.
Yep.
Spinecrawler being moved down as well. Speed and banelings will be up for both players by the time any engagement happens. Yeah. Oh, is he going to catch him on the ramp with the concave? Ryze cannot fight in here. There's a much better engagement. Yeah, just they're taking turns getting the concave on the top or the bottom of the ramp. Ryze actually now ahead in food. And up 3 drones. That's fantastic for him. I wonder if SSandbox just invested a little bit too heavily into lings early. He did cancel a couple spines. Maybe that was just where that allocation in money had changed.
Yeah, it just looks like that. I mean, he did overproduce slings a little bit. He just wanted to make sure that he didn't want to die to this, and that's perfectly understandable. But he does have a bit of map control with this. But I mean, what can you really do with all these lings, especially when your opponent has banelings?
Yeah, both players have banelings, so they're going to be able to do any sort of mutual aggression to each other. Roachwarren now coming down for Ryze. I should probably have the production tab open. Yeah, just pure drones for SSandbox. Ryze seems to be a fan of these like +1 Roach counterattack options. Oh, the banelings are too slow. Is Ryze actually going to get into the main here?
It looks like, yeah, he decides not to.
Yeah, just Spinecrawler's too scary.
Yeah, it doesn't know what's up there. It could be banelings waiting at the top of the ramp to go hello, and they splash into them and kill them. But yeah, oh, it looks like 1 baneling might connect here. No, not quite.
Yeah, 1 baneling connection, and Ryze would definitely lose this game, just being too far behind, because the army and the counterattack potential is what's keeping him alive right now. Just taking SSandbox for a whirl while they're both just getting drones, content to macro. Whoa, Ryze somehow again finds himself taking a later 3rd base and down 10 drones. I do not know how SSandbox does this. Okay, now he's only behind 4, but still, scary stuff. Ryze does have 2 banelings here. No connections just yet.
Yeah, so both players doing relatively even right now. I mean, we'll have to see who gets the early route. Oh, it looks like Ryze is getting the lair first, whereas SSandbox deciding he wants to get his 3rd. And yeah, we're just kind of seeing like the same styles again from each player.
Oh god, there you go. The Zerglings like trying to get to the 3rd base, surrounded all 3 banelings. You're just like, please no, why are you doing this?
Yeah, and you know, if you canceled that 3rd with those lings, that would have been very good for Ryze. But I'm gonna have to give it to SSandbox now in terms of him being ahead.
Oh, definitely, he's ahead in workers. Both players getting a 3rd base similar times, but SSandbox is like undeniably ahead yet again, and like ahead in that 3rd base fashion, is also getting the double ups and the Roachwarren. Just getting the Roachwarren a little bit later. Maybe Ryze a little bit panicked, not as comfortable in this matchup. He did say that he's been preparing for Protoss for the past 4 days. Maybe just hasn't ZVZ'd in a while.
Yeah, well, it looks like Ryze's lair has finished, and it looks like he will be going for mutas. Has the 4 gas, and SSandbox also has 4 gas, but I mean, his lair is just starting now. I mean, he's getting double upgrades. He wants to go for roaches, it looks like, but that lair is pretty late.
Yeah, he has the gas to get the lair right now. Like has the upgrades, he has roaches on the way. Oh, jeez, the lair is just being got in the natural.
Yeah, like that's what I said. It's pretty late.
I thought he hadn't even started it. I was like, what the?
He started it, but the thing is that he's getting the 4 gas quite early. I mean, he wants to go for a lot of roaches, it looks like. I believe that's why he wants the 4 gas. And yeah, we'll just have to see how this works out. I mean, the Spire is about 2/3 of the way there, and if he wants to do something with these roaches, he has to act soon with them. Otherwise, there's going to be a ton of mutas out.
Also, I would like to say that Zerg is the best race where if you ever banked gas, you're like, oh god, what do I do? Well, infestors. Doesn't matter how much gas you've banked up and how unlikely it looks like you're going to be able to spend it. One round of infestors, macro looks perfect.
Yeah, and we can see now SANDBOX is, and now it looks like SANDBOX actually having a bad timing. He's gonna attack, but mutas are 10 mutas are on the way. Spine crawler's in position. Even if he does kill this third, he's gonna lose a lot of stuff here.
Well, the mutas are going to have to defend, and they do take a long time to kill these roaches, which are just going to eat through this base. The baneling hits. Oh, this is. Oh wow, not even the best baneling connections. Still a ton of banelings left for SANDBOX, and Ryze is going to have to counterattack. The mutas, I don't even know if the mutas are going to be able to save the natural, to be honest. Like, that's a lot of banes and a lot of roaches.
Yeah, and you know, he's setting his lings across the map here, and I'm not sure if he should have helped defend here or not. But the mutas, yeah, they're gonna help clean this up. But like, yeah, there's gonna be a ton of damage here. I mean, Ryze is actually sending his lings into the main right now of SANDBOX, and that's gonna help him out. But you know, was that a good idea or not? I'm not sure.
Oh, definitely. With the banelings that SANDBOX had, the lings would just die to a couple banelings, and then you have no counterattack potential.
Oh, I missed the banelings. Okay, that's why.
Is he gonna? I don't even think he might be able to keep his lair alive, but just barely. Oh no, definitely not. Alright, cancels his base. He does have enough money to re-expand to his main and natural. How much damage does his counterattack actually get done? Whoa, 31 drones killed for SANDBOX. He has how many? 5? Alright, I'm just gonna do a spore count. He has 12 spores right now on the map. Pathogen glands coming down. So he won't be able to attack for a while, but Ryze has not a base to his name. Re-expanding now to his natural, behind in a ton of workers. Muta's trying to find an opening, but I don't think they're going to be able to find one. 3 more spores coming down. He knows how good of a position he's in.
Yeah, and like, SANDBOX is pretty much untouchable right now with these mutas.
Yeah, I think once these infestors get out, he's just going to re-push out again.
SANDBOX actually sending wings across the map. I mean, there's a lot of mutas out, but I mean, the wings are so fast, they'll just go right in and just start picking at everything in the base. And like, what is there? Just the one hatchery at the natural. All the drones there, gonna try to walk away, but I mean, that hatchery's definitely gonna go down.
Yeah, and cost efficiency isn't the most important thing for SANDBOX at this point. It's, you know, I need to kill drones that don't have a base versus my 3. Yeah, down to half the supply. Congrats to Ryze for the fighting spirit, but it looks like SANDBOX has his number. Oh, some drones. Maybe trying to do some manor hatching. Probably just a miss rally. Yeah, and SANDBOX is just content to drone here. Gonna be going up to 6 gas. Excuse me. I have no idea how Ryze is gonna be able to pull this one out.
I don't think he really can at this point. I mean, infestors of pathogen glands are out, and if the mutas go anywhere near them, they'll just get fungal to death. I mean, look at all the queens, all the spore crawlers. So yeah, I think he's just delaying the tap out here.
Spores, infestors, queens. Oh my! Wow. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, he's picking off Ovies, but it's not. Yeah, these infestors could do way too much. He might be able to kill them like with a nice spread, but even so, it's half like a base that's about to finish to 3, triple your opponent's supply, which is difficult to perpetrate.
And almost almost ran into the infestor there. He's gonna try to kill these queens. Queens are actually transfusing, and yeah, I mean, can't really do much here.
Yeah, I'm sorry to say, guys, if you're rooting for Ryze. Oh, SANDBOX is actually missing guys in his gas in his main. He's still totally fine, but just as a thing to note. Yeah, he's just rebuilding queens at home and just rallying out any sort of queens he has, clearing up any sort of overlords. Huge fungal has caught a good chunk of the mutas here.
Yeah, half the mutas are gonna die, and if he loses half, I mean, it's left. He's got it's like 6 left, and yeah, that's it.
Alright, gonna be going into game number 3 here. and just have to ask the map from Ryze. Hey guys, welcome back. Game number 4, Ryze versus Sandbox. It is currently 2-1 in Sandbox's favor. We're just waiting for everybody to load. And spawning in the lower left-hand corner, in the blue trunks, we have Infinity 7 Sandbox, and spawning cross map in the red trunks. Sorry, we have CoL.Ryze.
And on Antigua, I mean, there's so much that can be done on this map. I mean, we could see everything. We could see macro game. We could see aggression between two bases. I mean, the natural, it's just so wide, and there's like a lot of things you can abuse there. Baneling wars. We'll just have to see what happens here.
Yeah, Baneling wars can be quite the issue, but again, because this map is so open and you have this like pocket expansion with 3 ramps to abuse, Banelings become a lot easier to hide, and you can kind of court your opponent into, or not court, what do I want to say, zone your opponent into a Baneling, which is kind of entertaining, as well as it makes it super easy to defend these 3 bases, any sort of like Roach Hydra stuff. It's really awesome. No, like, I completely agree with Vector. You can see absolutely anything on it. Like, this map is the, don't worry man, you better have amazing scouting.
Yeah, and it actually looks like both deciding to go for the macro approach here. Looks like maybe seeing 15 hatch, we'll just have to see.
Oh, gonna be the consistent 15 pool out of Sandbox.
And yeah, he just likes to play it that safe, and especially on this map when you know, on this version when you know your opponent is where the cross spawn, and it's like, we could have early pool, but he knows now there's not going to be anything like that, as the timing has now passed.
Just gonna be taking a quick expansion for himself shortly thereafter. It does have to be said, Sandbox has had perfect reactions and reads to whatever Ryze has been doing. Ryze has also been doing a lot of very, oh, you're expanding later than I am, therefore you're going to be doing a lot of aggression, and then you just defend completely and absolutely, and if you're going for a safer build to start with, just makes those holds that much easier. I'm curious if Ryze is going to say, no, I'm going to take the third base quickly, and you're going to have to attack into me. Because he's had significantly less luck being the aggressor.
Yeah, I think I would like to see that, and especially now with he likes to get this early gas after getting the pool and hatchery, and I mean he could really do something with this. I mean he could take map control with it, kind of like not really contain your opponent, but I mean just getting that third up a lot earlier than your opponent, or at least earlier than Sandbox. And I mean we've seen Sandbox; he knows what he's doing when he gets to 3 bases. So
yeah, the third base timing ZVZ become very tricky, and a lot of times you put it down, being completely willing to cancel it at any moment. You're just like, yeah, I'll take it. If you're gonna try and macro but not be like so unbelievably greedy that you're gonna let me get away with it, fantastic. And it's, I guess, what I want to call like a macro cheese. Like if Terran goes command center, command center, command center barracks, something along those lines. So this is the ZVZ equivalent.
we'll just have to see what he's doing. He's getting speed now, and we'll just have to see what he does. Till I put a bailing nest down. I mean, he is leaving drones on gas, so that looks like he will be going for the bailing nest.
Yeah.
And yeah, looks like he'll be going for the aggressive approach, I guess.
Yeah, keeping 3 guys on gas for both people. I don't know whether I just play terribly, because I tend not to do this at all, and I prefer to put down the spine crawler sooner and defend without getting like bailings this quickly. But I guess, I am going to say that I am not GM, and I am not on, one of these super pro teams with houses and etc, etc. So I'm going to trust in their judgment and say that you just need that bailing nest, because if your opponent all-ins you, you want those bailings as fast as possible.
Yeah, and the thing is, though, is that Sandbox, he's pretty much done the same thing every game now. I mean, he's going for the 3 queens again, putting the bailing nest at his natural at around that 6-minute time, and I mean, Ryze potentially could abuse that, but we'll just have to see.
Hey, he's also not getting the spine crawler that he normally gets, and instead, I actually am not. Is this the normal time that he's been getting this evolution chamber? Because we could be seeing a very fast +1 carapace, and just that's how he's like what we saw, I believe, in game 2. Yeah, I want to say game 2. Oh, but Ryze just saying, yo man, I'm going Banes, by the way. Building them right there. Both players are going to be having the Baneling ward. The Queen's adding huge DPS. Could have had a massive Baneling hit right there. Baneling finishing up. Baneling versus Baneling. Fantastic trade. Going to be getting 3 Banelings into the middle line. Huge detonations going off. Kills one of the Queens. Thankfully, still has 2 Queens to be able to keep his injections up. But that was a nice Baneling hit. Killed 7 workers. And he's... Oh my god, the aggression is nowhere near done. I am so sorry.
And not sure what's going on again. Oh, it looks like he's lagging, so just have to wait for that.
Alright, we're just waiting for Ryze to say that he's ready. Oh, lol. Alright. That's what happens when both people pause and unpause the game at the same time. Whoa, my god, it could have been 2 Banelings for 3. That was dangerous.
Yeah, that was pretty close there, and all those lings almost got in there too, without bailing. And it looks like he's trying to run them in again. And the Queens are targeting them. And I don't know that Baneling not really do much now.
No, he's gonna have to go in with the second round. There was one moment where he almost got Infinity Baneling or Infinity Zerglings for one Baneling. Like that.
Oh, he got a lot of them right there. That detonation, that was good.
That's actually might be the destination that Ryze needs right now. He's still behind in workers, so damage needs to be done. Both players producing 20 drones at the same time. Huge hit potential. Oh my god, gets the Zerglings as well. Sandbox is certainly not dead at this point. The drone count is just evening up, but Ryze, being the aggressors, definitely having some nice hits.
Yeah, things are definitely looking good for Ryze right now. I mean, if we look at that counter, we can see 13 workers have been killed for Sandbox.
Oh, and there was actually, we missed some Banelings that went on in the main. We can see about 4 drones are healing, or maybe they were lifted up. Oh, terrible Baneling control coming out of Sandbox. Just sacrificed 2 Banelings for nothing. Is he gonna get a nice hit? The Queen coming out here is at least gonna be sending this Overlord away. 2 more Banes coming down from both players, and a Roach Warren coming down for Ryze. He's trying to up the ante, I suppose. Both players starting to bank a good amount of minerals. And 10 drones coming down for Ryze. Okay, so Ryze is, the aggression is done for him. He's like, I'm done with all this hate. Oh
yeah,
wow!
He's done the damage he needs. I can't really see why he should keep going with this. I mean, he has an advantage. Why try to keep pressing in when you know you're ahead?
Exactly. He needs to defend these Banelings though. One stays alive, keeps both alive with 1 hit remaining. That is terrifying. He could get fantastic hits, needed 1 more Baneling. Oh my god. This is the Baneling heart attack. I love it. Jeez.
Yeah, that was pretty close right there, and it looks like he's going to try to go for the run by. But does he have any Banelings at home? Looks like no, but... Oh, he's going to pick off the Queen, actually. That's good.
Pick off the Queen. The Banelings from Sandbox are actually headed to Ryze's base, but he has 5 roaches there to defend, as well as building a spine crawler right now. He's ahead 41 drones to 27. I don't know why... Yeah, okay, so these Banelings are going to have to do a lot... Oh, okay, there, Sandbox realizes. Like, they're going to have to, you know, dodge the roaches, the queens, the spine, and get into the main to really get any drone damage done. As well as the layers finishing up for Ryze right now, and just, again, much faster third base for Sandbox.
Yeah, Sandbox, he wants to end this game right now, looks like. I'm not sure. I mean, he's getting a lot of lanes. He's got a lot of Banelings.
Oh, God.
He's getting a third, but I mean, if this doesn't work out, he's in a lot of trouble.
Oh, but the Banelings aren't done from Ryze, and with that many Banelings, he can just kill them in their eggs, and that's exactly what he does. Still has more roaches on the way. Queen coming down from the main to defend drones being pulled out into the battle. Still has a Baneling alive. Does it get a nice shot off? Does. Damages even more Banelings and or more drones and roaches. Needs to wall off the ramp, and Ryze doing some F10 ending out of that game. And I believe that is 3-1. Correct me if I'm wrong. That was game 4, guys. Yep.
I believe it is, yeah.